20 years ago, the first section of this trail, just a few miles long, was opened when Governor John Ashcroft cut the ribbon right here at Rocheport. Over the next several years, the trail grew by leaps and bounds until it became the unbroken stretch we have from Clinton in the west to St. Charles in the east. And I'm certain everyone here shares the excitement about the Katy Trail expanding again, both to the east and to the west. It will soon push east from St. Charles to Mockins and to the west from Windsor to Pleasant Hill, bringing the trail all the way from St. Louis to Kansas City. In 1990, I was a state senator nearing the end of my first term. One of my most enduring memories of the General Assembly in the late 1980s is how Missouri leaders came together, regardless of region or party label, except for some folks over by Washington, who came together by going all the way to the Supreme Court to try to prevent us from getting this done. I've had 3 jobs, and I've got to get involved with this in all 3. Involved as a state senator voting for it, and Tom is involved as Attorney General in protecting it and expanding it, now as Governor to continue to hopefully finish from Kansas City to St. Louis. But I have had, and when it gets done, I guess I get done. You know? But the concept of a recreational world-class trail in Missouri is now a reality. And I couldn't help but admire the leadership of those who put aside their differences on many, many other issues to create the Katy Trail. And while there are many who led the way in creating this trail, as has been mentioned before, none stood taller than Pat Jones and her late husband Ted. Where some saw only a no longer used rail line, right where we stand today, Ted and Pat Jones envisioned the potential of what it could be for the Show Me State. They saw a resource stretching across our state, which would attract hundreds of thousands of Missourians and people from around the world each and every year to hike and bike this beautiful section of our state, to enjoy our state's natural beauty. Thanks to their vision and philanthropy, what was only a dream 25 years ago is now one of the state's most popular recreational attractions. There's just something about walking or biking on the Katy Trail that brings families closer together, whether it's for just a mile or 2 along or during its entire length during the annual Katy Trail ride. Those who rode the trail on their very first bicycle when they were 6 or 7, 20 years later, they're now back as parents, with their own children being pulled along in carriers behind them. As it crosses our great state, often within just a few yards of the Missouri River, the Katy Trail offers some of the most spectacular views of landscapes and wildlife in our state, many of which were captured through the stunning eye of Bob Lindholm and created and repeated across our great state for many, many years. Riders can strain their necks looking upward at cliffs 100 feet above them, or enjoy the coolness of the Katy Tunnel on a hot summer's day. Or they can sit on one of the many benches along the river, watching the single power of millions of gallons of water passing right in front of them. Or they can come around a bend and be delighted by the sight of a deer or a fox standing still before looking at them straight in the eyes and then plunging into the woods. Or they watch the sunset silhouetting from that beautiful lift bridge in Boonville, just a few miles from here, and know that that piece of history is going to be around to admire for years to come. Near the busiest trailheads on a summer weekend, the Katy Trail can be alive with hundreds of bicyclists and hikers. And just as often, you can ride just a few miles and have the trail to yourself, giving a nod of the head and a smile to whoever you greet as they pass you. Either way, our Katy Trail was made to create lasting good memories, and it's been doing that for 20 wonderful years. As we celebrate the Katy Trail's birthday, I want to wish everyone here a safe and enjoyable ride today and urge each and every one of you to continue to come back and back time again. This is the crown jewel of our state, the thing that connects both sides of our state and continues to grow with our continued help.